Yo, what's up guys? Dae'Jon back again with another video. So guys, back just a couple days ago on the 17th, Nintendo released their Nintendo Direct. And guys, they showed The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD. Now, I'm actually pretty excited to talk about this game. I haven't played this game in a long time. So let's go ahead and get into a discussion. Alright guys, so first and foremost, as you guys already know, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD, I believe, came out around 2012 on the Wii, so that was 2 generations ago. So maybe for a lot of you guys, this might be the first time that you guys are getting around or having a chance to play this game. And then maybe for a lot of us, it's probably just another game that we've already played before, but and a lot of us may or may not want to double dip on this game. No, I can only speak for myself. I definitely, I'm going to be picking this game up again. I'm actually kind of excited to go through Skyward Sword. Personally, I've only beaten the game once, and I've never replayed the game again. I just wanted to say, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD is getting a lot of, people are talking about it right now because, everyone's just saying that $60 is just a little too expensive to pay for this game, and I'm actually going to agree with them on this. I think that paying $60 for a game that's already 5+ years old is pretty crazy. But I'm not gonna lie, I'm definitely the type of person who's going to complain, but I know I'm gonna buy the game. I'm gonna be buying the game regardless. So it's my money. I'm gonna spend it how I want to. I want Legend of Zelda. I'm gonna buy Legend of Zelda. But guys, so I'm actually pretty excited for it though. As I was watching the trailer, just for the reveal trailer for the HD version, and I can honestly say I think it looks pretty good. It doesn't really look all too different from the original game too much, but I can definitely tell that they must have upscaled it or something. They just made it look more HD. It looks a little smoother. I can't really talk about it too much. I'm not a huge graphics kind of guy, but I can tell it definitely looks a lot smoother. The gameplay itself actually looks smoother. It could be running at 60 frames. I'm not too sure about that. I am actually pretty excited to see how the Joy-Cons going to be. How you're going to be using the Joy-Cons in order to control Link's movements, because you guys already know this game is really heavily motion based. And back in the Wii days, you have to have your Wii remote, and you actually had to swing your control in order to make Link move his arm and stuff like that. And it wasn't even that easily accessible to everybody at first. So Nintendo actually had to package and release this Wii Motion Plus. It was an attachment that you would attach to the end of your Wii remote, just so that you can play the game, because the motions were so were kind of like an upgrade. We'll just call it like that. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to see how this is going to go. I actually believe that this game is going to sell very, very well. And if you haven't played Skyward Sword, The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword is pretty much the beginning of The Legend of Zelda. It's the how the legend itself started, I'll say. So you first you got the hero, you got the princess, and then you got the demon. And I don't want to say too much just in case anyone hasn't played the game, so I don't want to spoil too much of the story. But it's just, the story is basically how The Legend of Zelda came to be. Because back in this game, Link and Zelda were actually really close. They used to be great friends. And then, until one day, I believe, Zelda was taken, as she was taken down to the underworld, because I guess they knew that she had the goddess's blood within her. She was like the human reincarnation of Hylia herself. So they were trying to take her. So Link, being himself, he's like the boy who has all the courage, jumps down in order to go save his friend. And it's actually a wonderful story, guys. Actually, the story for The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword is probably one of my favorite games, and I actually really, really enjoyed it. I didn't really enjoy the constant backtracking in the game, and that might be the reason why I haven't replayed it twice. But the constant, going back, and all the time you have to go back into the sky, and you got to jump right back down below. And and we can really like talk about that, like the amount of times I think like we had to fight the Imprison like 3 different times, but I think besides that, I actually really enjoyed the game a lot. I enjoyed the temples. They weren't too challenging, but they were really fun, and they were really implementing a really cool combat system for the game. So since you're going to be using the control and swinging it with the Wii remote, or I guess now with the Joy-Con, you actually had to fight in a way where you had to avoid like your enemies' movements. So the enemies or the Bokoblins would actually like move their sword in ways where your arm is like facing and controlling, so you'd have to like slash that way. And it was actually a really cool way to play the game. Once I think like maybe a lot of people didn't like the game because they had a hard time mastering the controls, and I gotta admit, like, granted, the controls being completely motion based and the combat system being motion based, it was really hard for a lot of people to pick it up. I personally actually really enjoyed the game. I didn't have any problems playing with my controller, and I just used my wrist. Really, it was like all in the wrist. Like once you kind of mastered the wrist movement, the game really wasn't that hard to play. And then like besides that, it played like your typical Zelda game. But I think what made this game really cool is the fact that like this is the last Zelda before Breath of the Wild. So this is the last Zelda game that actually had the old conventions of Zelda, like how we used to play it. So you had your ZL and the way you would go through like dungeon and stuff like that. So now it's really like up in the air to how Nintendo wants to take Zelda from here. And I'm really just talking based off of memory right now, guys. You can probably tell I have no script, but I'm personally excited for The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD, and I know for sure that I think a lot of people might actually enjoy it this time around, and I think we should really like take it in stride too. Like, let's see how the motion controls actually work on the Joy-Con. That's one thing I'm really excited about. And then not only that, but like the fact that they still allowed us to have the option now to like play the game with buttons. So now you don't need to use the motion if you don't want to. I actually want to see how they work and see how it feels. I definitely want to try out the Zelda hit stick. That's what I want to call it. So like mapping your attack, with the right thumb pad. I think that was pretty cool, and we're gonna see how that plays out. Honestly, like, I don't really have too much to say. I definitely I just know that I think $59.99 is a little too expensive for this game. It's not really coming out with anything, and it's not coming out with those Joy-Cons, which those Joy-Cons do look very, very cool, by the way. I think the Joy-Cons look amazing. I think I'm going to try to pick up those Joy-Cons. I am a little worried though, because my controllers, personally, I have Nintendo Joy-Con drift. I'm one of those guys who suffer from drift, and I take perfectly good care of my controllers. But we'll just see how that goes. But honestly, guys, I think that if you have not played The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword, this is a really great time for you guys to check it out. And I'm just kind of going based off of my memories with the game. I had a really great time with the game, and I really got to thank the guy who let me borrow his game back in the day. Like, he let me borrow it, because back then it came, I think if you got like the early copies, it came with the Symphony. So you got the game, and then it came with like the Legend of Zelda Orchestrated Symphony for their 25th anniversary special. And I think you got the Wii Motion Plus accessory added with your controller as well. So I'm thinking this is going to be really cool. I can't wait to see where they're going to go next with this game. The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword HD comes out July 16th, 2021. That's actually perfect timing. At least it comes out in the summertime. So if you guys are going to be picking it up, it is going to be a cool game to have during the summertime. And I think it's going to be a great game, guys. I think you guys are really going to enjoy it if you haven't played it. And if you're a person like me, and if you already played it once before when it came out, Hey, if you want to double dip, feel free to double dip. If you don't have to. It's your money. I'm definitely going to be getting the game again, and I actually can't wait to replay Skyward Sword with the new control, like I guess on the new console, And I think that I think Skyward Sword is going to be a lot of fun. I do wish they could bring the price tag down to at least like $39.99. Well, like $40 is a good. I think it's an okay amount to pay for older games. When Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze were released on the Switch, a lot of people had the same thought process. They didn't want to pay too much for the game. I actually thought Donkey Kong was a great game. It didn't sell too well on the Wii U, so to bring it over to the Switch, I was pretty happy about it. So, but yeah, guys, I think you guys will enjoy the game. So, yeah, if you guys like this video, just maybe give us a like. It really helps push the video out to, and the algorithm really loves that. Subscribe if you want to see any more videos from me going forward, and click the bell icon if you want to see my face pop up on any more of your videos or on your YouTube channel. It really doesn't matter to me, honestly, guys. But hope you guys have a great day. Peace.